What do you know? A letter from Harry Grayson. You think he's finally going to pay his bill? You know, if we charged this guy interest on what he owed us, we'd make a fortune.
Is Eric Watkins there? It's my car. Oh, I see. Well, would you tell him I called? Ask him to call me back, please. He knows what it's about. Thank you. What's that?
It's a letter from Hansen's widow.
Hansen?
Yeah, David Hansen. You know, the lawyer from Stewart Paxton Whiteside? The one that stopped me from getting that job in New York? He died not too long ago. His obit was in the Law Journal the other day. Mike, why is his wife writing me? One way to find out, huh?
Draper, Nothing.
What do you know?
What?
Listen to this. Dear Mr. Scott, you don't know me, of course, and you're probably wondering why I'm writing you so soon after my husband's passing. But in fact, it was David's death which prompted me to write and tell you that you were very much on his mind, even to the very end. The guy must have had a conscience after all, huh? David was far more disturbed about the situation regarding you than you could possibly imagine. He knows that he mistreated you badly and that he broke his promise to your associate, Mr. Carr.
Well, he did that. He swore to me he was going to see you.
However, I feel that I can explain some of David's odd behavior, and perhaps you'll be able to forgive him for the pain he must have caused you if you hear the truth about what occurred. If you ever have occasion to visit New York, and I'm sure your practice requires you to do so, I'd very much like to talk to you about this unhappy situation. Yours truly. The truth about what occurred? Mike, what does she mean? No, there's obviously more here than I understand. Mike? Mike, remember that promise I made to myself about going to New York and confronting Hansen with this when he got back from his trip?
I never thought you were serious about it.
I can still do it. I can still go to New York and see what she means. Yeah, Mr. Stein, I was thinking about coming up as soon as possible. It all depends on when you can get your people together for me. Today? Yeah, that'd be fine. All I have to do is get a reservation on a late morning flight to New York now. Yeah? Are you sure that you can get your people together? Uh-huh. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here for the next hour or so. If you have any change in your plans, give me a call. Thank you. See you then. Well, can't ask for better timing than that, can we?
Stein wants you in New York.
Mm-hmm. He's calling his people together right now.
Well, let's face it, Draper. Your client's interests are not uppermost in your mind right now.
Look, Mike, all I have to do is go over that merger agreement with him. It won't take more than 2 or 3 hours.
Leaving you with enough time to visit Mrs. Hansen.
I've got to see what she has to say, Mike.
Draper, is it all that important? You said yourself it was a dead issue, that you really wanted to forget the whole thing.
I'm trying to forget it, Mike, but other people aren't allowing me that.
All you have to do is write Mrs. Hansen a letter thanking her, telling her that you're willing to let bygones be bygones. I'm sure that's what she really wants to hear.
Excuse me, Mike. I have to see if Anna can get me on that plane.
Draper, you're making April's dream come true, you know.
No, I'm not, Mike.
She dreamt that you were missing from the house, didn't she?
I'm not going to be missing. I'm going to New York for 1 day, that's all. I'll be back tonight.
Nicole, are you sure you're feeling better? You still sound a little down.
Oh, yeah, I'm all right. I just feeling a little bit silly about making such a fuss about Miles going away on an overnight trip without me. Oh, truth is, if he had asked me, well, it would have been a problem.
You mean because of work?
Oh, yeah. Marco's done 2 shows for me already this week. And just see asking her to do another one. You know, there's so much preparation with every show, and, well, it's more than just getting in front of the camera.
I know, but something tells me that if Miles had asked you to go to this seminar with him, you would have made arrangements.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Anyway, it's too late. It's already gone.
He's already left for Center City?
Took a shuttle flight first thing this morning.
Nicole, I thought he was leaving later today and was going to go to the office first.
He was up bright and early this morning. Didn't even have time for breakfast.
Yeah.
Seemed very eager to leave. Never seen him this excited about a medical seminar before.
No, he's never gotten turned on by conventions and things like that.
Just amazed that he could change all his appointments that quickly. Yeah. Nicole, what's wrong with Miles? What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? We both know that there's something wrong.
You know my theory.
Yeah, overwork, I know.
Well, don't you agree? Fatigue can make people act differently than they usually do, can it?
Sure it can, yeah. Yeah, well, look, at least he's getting a break from his routine, huh?
Yeah. So am I, as a matter of fact. Did Margot tell you I'm not going to be in the studio until later today?
Nobody tells me anything. Are you taking some time off?
Oh, no, it's work. You know that interview we're doing with Derek Mallory? Well, we decided to do some tape footage at the police training facilities, and Derek's going to be here any minute, and we're going to run on over and see the shooting range and all that stuff. Sounds exciting, huh? I guess so. You're right. I'd much rather be with Miles.
Ooh, it's cold.
You? Why can't you leave me in peace?
Oh, Miles, you're gonna catch your death. And just think, you could be all cozy and warm right in your own little home right now.
It's warm in hell. Why don't you go back there?
Oh, no, I'm having too good a time right here, Miles. Cold and all. You know, the dead have so few pleasures, and surely this is one of the greatest of them. Watching the living suffer.
You always did enjoy watching people suffer, Denise.
Yes, I guess I did. I suppose it helped me forget my own pain. Oh, Miles, if you could see yourself right now.
I'm glad you're amused.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm very amused. Say, this is a real good joke you're playing on Nicole, Miles. Telling her that you're flying away on a business trip and then staying here and skulking around behind hedges and gonna jump out and catch her committing some flagrant violation of her marital vows. Oh, yeah, Miles, it's just delicious.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, of course you do, darling. I know that. You have every right to be suspicious. Nicole does care for Derek Mallory. And he cares for her. They want each other. They want each other desperately, only up until now, you see, they haven't had any opportunity. But you've given them an opportunity on a silver platter, haven't you?
Dr. Kavanaugh, isn't it? Right, that's you.
What'd you say?
I'm Dennis Smith. We met at the station house, remember?
Oh, yeah. Hello, Dennis. It's cold out, isn't it?
Sure is. A little too cold just to be sitting out here, isn't it?
Well, I was just, I just was relaxing. I was thinking over a case in my mind. But you're right, you're right, it's too cold.
Well, that has to be the best snowman anybody ever built.
Sure is. She looks like she's so cold she could come in and get warm.
Oh, yeah, we ought to put him in front of the fire. Next thing you know, we'll have a little puddle there instead of a bearskin rug, huh?
Speaking of bare skin,
Speaking of food, let's go get something to eat. I'm starved.
yes, I think I'm working up an appetite. Gee, too bad Robbie stocked this place with all that food. We could stay here for a week.
We've only got 2 days, Steve. That is it.
I thought you might be in the mood to getting snowbound up here, you know what I mean? I mean, from the look of that sky out there, we might be getting some more of that white stuff, you know?
God, look at this fireplace, Steve. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I'm so glad we came up here. Worth that drive, you know? I feel like I could stay here forever.
Deborah, you know, we may be in a little trouble.
Why?
We could starve to death up here. I can't find a can opener.
There has to be one.
You know, this must be Robbie's idea of a joke.
Oh, well, Steve, you know, I told you we should have gotten food on the way up.
Yeah, but I thought maybe we should come up here and see what we had first. Well, I guess we'll just have to get in the car and drive to town before the snow starts, you know?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, where's the town?
Don't you know?
No, Robbie only told me how to get up here.
Oh, great. Well, I don't even remember seeing a town for the last 20 miles, Steve.
No, we're pretty far north, too. Not too many communities up here.
Look, why don't you just make a phone call?
The place doesn't have a phone.
Well, great. How are we going to stay up here for 3 days without any food?
Wait a minute, I got it. I know what to do. All I've got to do, we can stay here all week. I can just tear these cans open with my bare hands.
Sure you can. I think we better get into the car right now and get some food.
No, we can't do that. There's only one thing to do.
Oh, no.
Don't take it so serious.
What's that?
Oh.
What do you have in there?
Would you believe a pencil?
I don't know, but... Did you hide the can opener?
How about that? Oh, well.
I love you. Oh. I love you.
You know something? I don't think caviar would taste as delicious right now.
I'm gonna remember that next New Year's Eve when I give you champagne and pork and beans.
Oh, gosh. Deborah, can I tell you something?
Sure.
You know the other day when I asked you to come up here to the cabin?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I wanted to say, what I wanted to ask you. Sort of a last-minute substitute, you know?
What do you mean?
I was going to ask you again if you'd marry me, believe it or not. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you now. I think I know our relationship. I understand it. I understand why it's so important to you not to, to get snowbound. Even though it'd be fun.
Oh, it would be wonderful.
But it's not what you want. I mean, I know that you want to get back to your job, to your career, to being a cop, being a good cop. I know it's as important to you as it is to me.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. I know it's harder for you to prove yourself in this job than it is for me. And I know we're both afraid that maybe marriage would change things in your mind, too.
Yeah. It would change things. And it changed things for you, too, Steve. Even if you said that you still wanted me to have my career after we get married, if we get married, you'd start thinking differently.
I know I would. I'd start thinking of you as a wife instead of a cop. Someday as a mother instead of a police detective.
You know, I want that, too. Someday. Just not now.
I know. That's why I am no longer going to push the subject. I think we're going to have to wait until you know exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life, as long as you understand one thing, and that's that I love you. And that I'll always be there for you. Always.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. All he told me was that he was going to some big hotel in the center of the city. He didn't say the name. Yeah, of course, I did, but it's my doorbell. Just a minute. I'm sure he'll call you later, okay? Bye-bye. Derek, hi.
Am I too early?
Oh, no, you're just on time. Mrs. Goodman isn't here yet, though. She's a very wonderful lady in very many ways, but she's not too punctual, evidently. Here.
Does this mean you want to postpone our expedition?
No, of course not. Come in. She'll be here any minute. Sit down, relax. And then give you a nice warm cup of coffee.
Oh, yes, I could use one.
Got it right
Feels
here.
like winter's finally arrived.
Yeah, I heard it was cold out.
Well, you better dress warm. We're going to tour the outdoor facilities.
Don't worry about me. I have a nice warm coat.
Thank you.
How do you take that?
Oh, this is fine, black.
Would you like some toast or anything?
No bother. I've already had breakfast this morning. How's Miles?
Well, I hardly saw my husband this morning. He was up half an hour earlier than usual, which is very early indeed, and ran off. Said he didn't want to miss the plane.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way about traveling. I'm so afraid I'm going to miss a plane that I wind up having to sit in the airport for an hour, chewing my nails. Oh, by the way, if I didn't make myself clear last night, I really enjoyed dinner. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad.
I was surprised getting a last-minute invitation like that.
Oh, never a dull moment? I think you know why Miles wanted you here. He really felt awful about letting you down last week.
I know why Miles wanted me here. And you always do everything Miles wants.
No, not at all. I wanted you here, too.
It's too bad the evening had to end so early like it did with Miles getting that phone call about the seminar this morning.
Yeah, it was too bad. But I don't think he agrees with us. He seemed very eager to get going this morning. He seemed glad to get out of the house for a couple of days. Listen, Derek, don't pay any attention to me, okay? I think I'm a little bit miffed about Miles going off by himself without me. Even on a business trip. Typical female.
There's nothing typical about you.
Wish Mrs. Goodman would get here. I feel like I'm imposing on your time.
Oh, no, you're not. Hey, I told you. Good publicity for the department's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. But I didn't mean to take your entire day. Would you like some more coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. That's your third cup, you know.
This is my fourth cup. A little nervous this morning.
It's not nerves, it's concern.
Yeah, it is concern. I'm very concerned. Well, whatever it is that's wrong with Miles, I'm sure if he'd work a little less, he'd be a lot better.
You know, I've even told him I'll relieve him of his forensic duties.
But you can't tell him anything. He's so stubborn now. He doesn't hear anything. And he's not usually like that, Derek. I swear he isn't. He's sympathetic, and he's kind, and he's thoughtful. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do to help him get through this. Whatever it is. Miles.
Well, I thought I'd have to wait all day to find you two together.
What happened? Did you miss your plane?
I didn't have to wait that long, did I? You were over here first thing in the morning, weren't you, Chief?
Now, wait a minute. Nicole and I planned this meeting last night. We're going to tour the police facilities, do some videotape.
Tour the facilities. That's a cute way of putting it. That's very cute.
Miles, what's the matter with you?
You're disappointed, aren't you? You're disappointed that I missed my plane, spoiled your rendezvous?
Oh, wait a minute, Miles. I know what you're getting at, and it sounds stupid. This isn't a rendezvous.
Just leave, Derek. I'm not feeling terribly responsible this morning, and I don't want to start off the day by assaulting the chief of police. That wouldn't be too wise, would it?
I'm not leaving unless your wife asks me to.
Derek, please go.
Listen, I'll call you later about the program, okay?
That's right, Derek. Please go. My wife will call you later about the program, okay?
You sure everything will be all right? You know, I hate to leave you here with...
What, with her husband?
Miles, cool down. You've worked yourself into this state for no reason at all.
Miles, for heaven's sake, how could you say that to him? How could you say that about me?
Isn't it obvious? I wasn't out of the house 5 minutes before you had your new lover over here.
My lover, are you crazy? Honey, you must have heard us talking about this field trip last night.
I don't need to listen to your damn whispers. I knew what you were up to before I heard anything. Without hearing it, that's why I pretended there was that field trip out of town. Bet you were overjoyed, both you and Derek, alone at last.
Stop it!
Made one tiny mistake. Should have given you a little more time. Should have given you an extra couple of minutes so you could have both gotten upstairs. No, you're probably much happier down here, weren't you? So you wouldn't disturb the little kid.
God.
Wait a second. Just wait a second. I've got more to tell you.
Listen, I have to take care of that. Leave it to me. You let go of me, please!